What up, what up, what up? This is Frankie Votto. You know what I mean? Remember the prom when I got rejected? Because she was like, I don't want to go. And then she wound up going. But I ain't no reject no more because I listen to the Chicken and Rice podcast with Reagan Dodge. Fuckers.
Hey, yo. Thanks for sharing part of your day with us. This is the Chicken and Rice podcast. I'm Dodge P, and I'm here with my best friend, my confidant, my right-hand woman, the most beautiful girl in the world inside and out, my wife. Say hello, baby.
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome. I'm Ray, and I'm so excited to share our journey and everything in between with you guys. The best part about it, I get to do it with my husband and my very best friend. I really couldn't ask for anything better than that. I love you, babe. You the Now let's do this.
Yo, welcome to the Chicken and Rice podcast, episode 40. We finally out of the 30s.
Dang. I felt like we were in the 30s for like a year.
We were probably in the 30s for like a year. It might have been more than a year.
More than a year because we didn't record for...
Exactly.
Like over a year.
True. We took COVID off, which was the best thing to do instead of forcing something to happen. But listen, we in the 40s now. So
we got to jump out of a plane again.
No, thank you. I'm good. So one time will I do something that could jeopardize my life. So we did that for your
30th.
So for your 40th, we're gonna do what?
I don't know yet. Bungee jump off a cliff somewhere?
Oh shit.
Or Lord, off a waterfall?
Lord save me.
You're not religious.
Oh. So listen. Christmas season is over. It seemed like it went fast this year. What do you think?
It did. It went pretty fast, but we had a very quiet Christmas.
Sure. Yep. What do you mean by quiet?
Well, we usually celebrate Christmas Eve at my sister's. And am I loud here? Because I'm...
Oh, you loud to yourself?
A little bit.
Okay, I'll turn you down.
I got a big mouth.
Yeah. Hey, don't tell the people that.
So we went to my sister's, and usually... my whole side of the family is there, at least our immediate family, and everyone was sick.
That's true.
So it was literally just my sister, her husband, me, you, and my nephew.
Yeah. I listen, I'm happy with that. I'm good with that.
And that was fine. It would have been nice to see the whole family, my brother, if he would have been able to come down from Connecticut.
Right.
And everyone else was pretty much sick with COVID. So
I'm not going to hold you, though. Like, this year I preferred that.
Right.
Like just a small dinner. Mm-hmm. Hear your gifts and see you next year or see you whenever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes I feel like the house is decorated for a very long time. Mm-hmm. This year I felt like it was very quick.
And I started earlier than I ever did.
Yeah.
I started, I think, after the first week of November. And I started that afterwards because it was, I think Halloween was on Sunday. Mm. So that weekend, I didn't touch it. So I waited till the next weekend, and then I started because I knew it was going to take me a long time this year.
But we also broke down sooner than we have before.
A little bit because I had a lot of stuff. And so my my work schedule, every other week,
right,
I get off Wednesday. So I have 3 days off in a row. So when I feel like I can get some stuff done,
sure,
I'm going to get stuff done because... Even if I work Wednesday and I'm off Tuesday and Thursday, it feels like I only have Tuesday to get stuff done because by Thursday I'm a zombie.
Yeah, I think in 2021, we didn't break down till like February. So that's probably why.
It was never that late. It's probably like mid-January, yeah.
I feel like I took down the joy sign like at the end of the month, but I don't, if you say so, I'm terrible with this.
It's probably like mid, but yeah, everything's broken down.
Yeah.
You know, it's bittersweet. It feels a little empty.
Does it? I feel like there's more space.
It does. It feels good, but yeah, I mean, I like
cozy.
It both ways.
It's less cozy.
It's less cozy, and it's dark as hell in the house without the Christmas lights.
So the lights and stuff don't go on. Okay. Listen, I think this year you got me. When the lights don't go on the Christmas tree, so like the house is really dark. I was noticing that the other day when I pull up, come from work, it's dark now. So sometimes from the street, I can't see the lights back here.
Okay.
And I'll be like, damn, is she still asleep? That's what I think sometimes. And then I don't see the light from the television until I get, at the door. And I'm like, oh, this house is pretty dark, which I prefer. But I think you can see the TV from the street. So I wonder what people think sometimes when we watch some crazy stuff.
We watch some crazy stuff sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what the hell?
Yeah. So,
freakazoids.
So this year, I got to be honest with you. Like this year, I think you got me the best gift like ever with the VR headsets.
Oh, God. So Mr. High Tech, everything here. Every year, I feel like I've gotten you iPads. I've gotten you. What else? Technical camera. I got a camera. I got
the 360
a
camera.
whole bunch of different cameras. Didn't I get you a big boy camera before too? I got you a few different things.
You might have got me one of the cameras that we're shooting with. Maybe.
I got you a lot of tech. It's pretty much all techie.
Right.
He's a nerd.
I use everything that you buy me though.
But you do. Well,
I would prefer that I use everything that you buy me rather than get me something that I don't want or won't use. So I got him the Oculus. Right.
And he's been having a ball with this thing so far.
True. That's facts.
Okay.
But I'm not I don't use it every day. I know some people get these things.
Black Mirror.
Listen, some people get these things and they get lost in them. So I'm trying to be conscious not to put this thing on every day. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm on the space station. So listen, I'm doing experiments and shit all in the space station.
So wait, real quick. Sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
So I was getting ready to walk Travis, and our house is kind of long, that way. So I'm by the front door, and I look over. I have the leash on Travis, and I see you with the Oculus on, just just like grasping at the particles.
That's when I was learning how to use it.
It was hilarious. Were you in space then?
I was in space. I was going through training, so I've completed my ISS space station training.
Nice.
So
you're an astronaut now.
You know what I mean? Don't tell nobody. You know what I mean? But I do a little something on the weekends.
Okay.
You know? So I'm in the ISS space station training, and so since I've had it, I've been in just a regular chair, not standing up. Okay. I think did you see me? Was I standing up that day?
You were standing up.
Okay. So standing up is pretty difficult. I don't want to bust my ass, even though you could set your play area. Mm-hmm. I could see myself falling. That's just how realistic it feels.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you.
So the other day I sat in my office chair that, swivels in a circle. Bruh. I was like, holy shit, this is too real. Because you can move around with the joysticks, in the station, but you have to hit a joystick to move left or right.
Okay.
If I'm in the chair, all I got to do is spin. So that adds another level of weightlessness to the whole equation. And I was in there yo.
My girlfriend walked into a wall.
Yeah.
She didn't set boundaries first?
Yeah, she said no boundaries. Listen, set your boundaries.
Straight into a wall.
You spray your boundary, and so that I don't know what she was doing, because when you get to the boundary, it turns into a camera and you can kind of see. So I don't know what she was doing, but yeah, it's one of the greatest gifts that I think I've ever had, besides your love or something. I love this Oculus too, even though I think it's scary, because I can see how people get lost in it. One more quick story about the first time that I ever put it on. So when you got it for me, I didn't open it for a few days. I wasn't ready, because I felt like once I put it on, I was going to be in that joint for a minute. And it's hard, because when you get in there, your sense of time, it's like being in a casino. Your sense of time just goes away. So the first day I'm in there, I go into Horizon Venues. It's one of the apps. So you go into Horizon Venues and you can watch courtside basketball. You can watch concerts. You could sign up for comedy shows, do all of this stuff. So first day I'm in there, I went to a basketball game. I think it was the Knicks and the Clippers, or somebody, Celtics and Clippers, somebody.
Was it Golden State?
Wasn't Golden State.
I keep saying Golden State.
You keep trying to get me to watch Golden State. It wasn't Golden State. I think it was the Clippers and the Knicks. It was somebody. So I walk in there, I don't know what to expect. And you build your avatar. And the crazy joint is, when you go into venues, they put a mirror there.
So you can see
So you can see yourself as the avatar. Freakiest shit ever.
Side note, I have not tried just yet. I'm afraid to. I haven't driven your Tesla. I haven't. When I say I fight tech, I fight tech. He'll tell me to do something, and 3 years later, I'll do it and be like, "Oh, my life is so much easier."
Exactly. So I'm gonna try to cut this as quick about. I go to the basketball. I'm courtside. I'm floored by the angle and the game, because it's like the players are right there. You're definitely courtside. So when I get in there, some dude just keeps doing this to me, like he's touching me. So
poking at you?
I don't know if he was poking at me or if he was punching at me or grabbing at me. But I just turned, I don't know where this came from. I just turned to him and started jabbing him. So we started fighting. The other weird thing is you can hear other people like who are really like in there with you, but they could be anywhere, Kansas, Washington. So you can hear the crowd saying, "Oh, it's a fight in here." So it sounds like you're really at like a game and people are talking. And the next thing you know, we throwing blows, blah, 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 blah. So I'm socking him like 6-punch combination. Then his avatar falls over. His avatar falls over like this. Somebody's like, "Oh shit, he knocked him out." And like, yo, it was the fun. It was the, if I could explain having the best first experience ever in VR world, that was it. Yeah, I can't.
That's great.
It's a great, it's definitely a toy for me. But I love the toy.
Okay, so let me tell you on my end, I was texting him something. And
Right.
usually he texts me back right away.
Right.
So it was about 2 hours later.
Was it?
He's like, "Oh, snap. Sorry. Okay. I was at the game courtside.
Right.
I got in a fight." I was like, "What?"
Right.
I was so confused. I was like, "Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess I'll figure it out when I."
And there are like, I'm so new to it, I don't know how to cast it to the television or to my app. So I've been trying to figure that out so you can at least see
Right.
like what I see from the
Right.
goggles. But the experience is actually putting the goggles on and being there.
Okay.
So that's the, like, hands down one of the best gifts that I have had the most enjoyment with in a very long time. And I didn't even know where my choice for that came from. Probably because I saw the ISS commercial on TV.
Right.
And you know I'm got a hard on for outer space and shit like that.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in VR, I probably don't want to go like in real life.
Too much?
It's a little bit much.
Yeah, like I'm not interested in going to outer space. I don't listen. You are very cerebral. I say
Right.
this all the time.
Right.
Your mind can possibly grasp certain things that my mind can't grasp.
Right.
I'm not an idiot and I'm not a genius.
Sure.
I'm smart,
Yes,
but I'm
you
not
are.
the smartest person. I'm not into technical things. When it comes to space, my mind cannot grasp how vast it is. Almost kind of like how my mind can't grasp how deep the ocean, like how many miles
Sure.
it goes down that way. You know what I
Sure,
mean? Like
sure.
I know it's there, I know it exists, but my mind kind of just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick into the realm that I'm familiar with
Sure.
and that I know, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it seems cool. I would love to float in a space station, but not in outer
the real-
space and just
It's
on Earth.
It's a great experience, and I'm sure one day you'll put them on. We'll walk you
I will.
through. We'll go through it, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" So the one thing that did get me kind of sick was the roller coaster.
Okay.
So and I don't get sick on real roller coasters,
Right.
but this just goes to show you
I've
like
heard that from a few people.
how much movement and like
Right.
it's real, but it's not real. At least the roller coaster is, but it's a great thing.
Well, the closest thing that I could think of that experience wise that we've experienced was the first time you took me over 10 years ago to Universal Studios, and it blew Six Flags and everything that I've been Dorney Park out the water because it adds another element to the dimensions with the 4D.
Yep.
And when we went to watch Shrek and we had on the glasses, but also our seats were moving. They were sprinkling water on us, like. So it's just a totally different feeling. And even the Simpsons ride, it's just so crazy to me.
Spider-Man.
And Simpsons too, because they put the screen up, but the screen
That's right.
goes in like a full or half globe. So it feels like when the screen moves, like you're actually moving with them. And it blows my mind how they can simulate these movements and
Right.
everything like that. And and you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. So I know how crazy it can be.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it, but I'm kind of nervous too because stuff like this is freaky to me. Again, Black Mirror. It's the same thing without the thing just sticking to your temple.
Yeah, once they get that, it's a wrap. Because you lose, I lose all sense of time.
Right.
Like when I have them on.
Oh, so my girlfriend was telling me, I was talking to her last night, and she
Right.
was telling me about this movie called something Player One.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. So everyone is pretty much
Avatar.
have an Oculus on.
Oh, I never
and that's
watched
the
it.
whole world pretty much. And then they turn the switch off or something like that. So we need to watch that and
Holy
check
smacks.
it. It's all going to happen.
Sure. Of
This
course it
is to desensitize us because
I agree.
Then this is why I don't like techie stuff.
You might
because
be a sim right now.
It's gonna take. Oh, we talk about that too. You think we're in a simulation right now, and who's to say we're not?
No one.
Exactly.
I don't know. Every year I get more confused about the advancements in technology. So, speaking of the Tesla, Elon Musk sometimes he throws out updates. I got to be honest with you. Like, I love my car. I hate the Tesla community, though. Biggest bunch of crybabies ever. So I joined Reddit before I bought the car, right? So I can learn everything about it.
Sure.
When I get the car, super excited. Like, I love my car more than any other car I've ever owned. I think I made the right choice when I bought this car. Long story short, Tesla, Elon threw out a Christmas gift. He updated the software in the car. I swear, if everybody that's on this Reddit, this subreddit is not complaining about, oh, well, I don't like this, I don't like, and I'm like, bro, if you don't like this, you should probably just go buy a regular gasoline car where your dashboard is your dashboard for the life of your car. Because everything, of course, everything looked different. I understand there could be some complaints about stuff moving around.
Right.
But the way, remember when you first got in the car and you were like, oh, I can't get over like everything being on the screen. And I'm like, well, you're really not messing with the screen during your whole drive.
Right.
So people are complaining, oh, this button is not here no more, blah, blah, blah. Well, somebody was complaining about I don't even do it. I don't even do it on my phone. How you could slide it and go to a certain part of a song. People were complaining about that in the menu. Like, oh, where's that? I'm like, bro.
So the only thing about the Tesla, because I kind of get it in a way, because I don't like change. And when you're a creature of habit, that's really something hard for you to break. Now, once I get used to the change, it's fine.
Right.
But during the change or shortly after the change, I have like a whole mini attitude about it, because when we get these updates on these iPhones,
sure,
and it's an update I do not like and I cannot stand, until I get used to it, I get very annoyed, because I'm a creature of habit. I don't like change.
Sure.
So with these constant updates, I kind of get it. I wouldn't go so far as to complain, but then I don't really have any, dashboards or any stuff or any whatever to complain to. I just keep it to myself, just like, damn it, I liked it this way better, but it's nothing to actually go ahead and complain about.
And the one thing about it is that you can't, like, once you download the update, like, you can't go back. So you can't, I don't know what the term I'm looking for. You can't go back to the previous update.
Right, sure.
You have to stick with that. I understand it. I love the new.
But I feel like techie people are used to stuff like that.
Exactly. And you should have known all that.
It's kind of a part of the whole, IT thing, and gradual changes all the time and everything like that. And not necessarily gradual. It could be overnight. It's different now.
It is. That's how it is.
It's just what it is. Now, again, I'm old school. I'm like a whole granny at heart. My nickname is Nana. So
I'll get a thing on my phone, like, and I'm excited. Update such and such is ready.
Right.
I'm down. Boom! Immediately. I'm not even waiting. I'm not trying to see what's in it. I'm downloading it, and I'll go see what he's giving me when I get in the car. So, but people are complaining. I love the new UI. User interface is more fresh. For me, it's more. The last one was a little bit too minimalistic, but I don't complain. I get in the car to drive, and everything else I'll figure it out along the way. So, I went to dinner last night and with some of the guys that I play basketball with, and of course, one of the guys, again, I don't know what he was thinking. When coming home, we happened to take the same stretch of road.
He tried to race you?
He tried to race me.
What kind of car does he drive?
It was a Mercedes.
Okay.
So he pulled up the side, and people are weird. I don't like people like right. You know how when a car pull up right beside you?
Yeah.
I don't like that. But I didn't know it was him.
I kind of like it when it's a little staggered too. Like, why are you just right there? It's weird.
I didn't know it was him, and he was riding right there. I'm like, this motherfucker wants to smoke. All right, cool. I just take off on him, and then we get caught at the light, and I look over, and I'm like, oh, it's you. So then he tried to race me again, and I just smoke him. And then he sent me a message. Let me read exactly.
It should just be the smoke.
It should just be the smoke. So he says, with all the cop, blah, blah, blah. Oh, then he's like, let's go to Miller's Ale House next time. No, I'm good. So he says, what did he say? Running late. That's not him. Oh, thanks again for the hookup, because I bought drinks. Okay. Thanks again for the hookup and for smoking me on the highway, right? And then I say, our sport modes are different, bro. Like, you can put your shit in sport mode. If I put my shit in sport mode, you're not You not is a wrap. So then he says, it's my wife's car. I told her I just got smoked by a Tesla. And then I said, tell her she needs to get the AMG package before we can even do this again. So I guess sometimes people just think they have a chance.
They just want to try it out.
I guess.
They just want to, let me see. Let me see if it could really be that fast. It
is that fast. Yeah,
it's fast.
It's always going to be
there's
that fast.
There's no revving. There's no nothing. You
it's
just go.
Yeah, so.
You just go. So.
It is what it is. You ever learn about something that's old and then wish that you would have learned about it when it was new?
Sure.
So over the summer, a buddy of mine was playing Smoking Out the Window.
Okay.
By Silk Sonic.
Okay.
He has the worst luck with women. So I didn't know who sung the song. I didn't know where the song came from. I didn't know if it was him singing and he was just playing it back. And so the other day, I actually listened to the Silk Sonic album. And I was like, holy shit, I love this album. From
because it's
song
old
1
to
song 9 or 10.
It's new school, but it's done in an old school way.
Bruno Mars and
he's very talented.
He is. I was like, holy shit. And the Smoking Out the Window joint, I was just like, yo, I don't know who he talking about. But that song was right on point. I love the whole album from start to finish. And I haven't done that in a very long time.
Since you couldn't pick between which album to listen to back in the 90s?
So, yeah, I had the choice between The Chronic and Midnight Marauders. Or was it The Chronic? And yeah, The Chronic and Midnight, I think they came out like the same week, the same day.
And you couldn't listen to both. No. You had to pick one.
I bought them both, but I only played one for the long.
Which one?
The Chronic. Come on now.
Because you were at that time you were in LA, right?
I was in Texas at that time.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like midway between both.
Okay.
And, they both came out. It's either the same Tuesday. And I had to get them both. But once you throw the Chronic in, it's hard to pull that out it's hard to take that out the CD player.
Can't switch the CD player.
I had the one joint. I didn't have the multi-deck. I had the one joint.
Yeah.
So once I put the Chronic in, I was like, I was like, yo, what is this? And I probably stayed in my joint for like 6 months straight.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like one of them albums that you could just listen to it. I do that with some songs, like for 40 minutes from here to work. I'll just listen to the same song the whole time. It's nuts.
I can't do that. I might be able to listen to it a few times, but not for 40 minutes.
I also this week I think came up.
Okay.
I killed my IG pages.
Okay.
I haven't missed it at all. It's crazy. I thought I would be like miss IG. I don't. What I have left is the Chicken and Rice podcast, but I did go over to Twitter, like to try to learn how to use Twitter. I think Twitter is my bag.
I hate Twitter.
Really?
Yes.
Any reason why?
I don't give a damn about people yapping. I'm a visual person.
Right.
I'm straight visual. I do not care about reading lines about, what the hell people ate and shit like that. I mean, I don't want to really necessarily see a ton of pictures of what people ate, but I'll look at pictures over reading what the hell you ate.
Sure.
So I started a Twitter account. I tried it out back in, 2007?
Okay.
2007, I believe, or 2008.
Right.
And then I shut it down very shortly after. I didn't follow anyone. I think I followed like one or two people, like Rosie and whatever. And then I was like, this shit is whack. Because I didn't want to see what everyone's writing. And then I reopened it. I whatever.
Right.
Reactivated it. And then I shut it down again. And I have not looked back since. And every time someone gets in trouble,
it's from Twitter
because they just run their mouth and they always seem to think that they can say whatever they want without repercussions, especially if you're going to be in the public eye or already in the public eye. Right. And at this point, that's everybody.
Sure. So my thing was, I think I opened it in like 2010 or something. I have any tweets. I didn't understand it. And so now I'm like, I could just say this, put it in the ether, and just let it rock, right? Whereas when I was on Instagram, I would have to take a picture, type on the picture the words that I wanted to say if I wanted to say something, then do all this other stuff and upload it. I was like, that just seemed like so much work for the way that I like to communicate.
Right.
And, I follow a lot of sports people, tech stuff and stuff like that. But I don't sit on Twitter and read people. I don't do that.
Right.
It just allows me to get that quick thought out of my brain or say something about the Sixers. Like last night I said, or this morning when I was rewatching the game, I said, imagine if that other dude would have progressed the same way that Embiid is progressing right now. We'd probably be working on our second chip. So I could just say that, boom, get it out there and just let it go. So for me, I was like, I was totally misunderstanding how to use Twitter, and now that I got rid of all the IG stuff except for the chicken and rice IG, I'm like, this might be the way to go for me.
Right. I mean, it's different platforms for different people.
Yeah.
Like I cannot stand Facebook. I go in there, so I am part of our neighborhood group.
Sure.
And I like that. I joined about a year ago, even though we've been here for over 4 years.
Right.
And it's nice because they kind of keep you updated on, watch out for this person or watch out. Because we get some sketchy people. We get a lot of people walk through the neighborhood because it's very beautiful. It's huge houses. It's really pretty.
Right.
And doesn't look like any other part of Philadelphia.
Right.
So we get a lot of people wander through, which is fine. It's no big deal. People jog and everything. All the nurses and everything walk through during their breaks. But they'll say, watch out for this sketchy character, or they'll put up their Ring cameras and stuff and say, people's been checking the car doors and stuff like that. So, and also like events and stuff. It's a very, it's almost like our neighborhood's almost like a little,
it's a bubble.
It's on like a TV show or something.
Yeah, it's a bubble.
They have Santa come, they have boot camp classes, all types of like little activities and stuff for the kids. And it's it's very much like a TV show. So that I'm a part of. But like when I start scrolling, which I never do, all I see is complaints. And right away, I'm just like, I literally only check it if I get a little notification.
So I think the neighborhood, I'm not on the Facebook group for the neighborhood, but I think the neighborhood Facebook group is probably what Facebook was intended for when it was created. Right. Like the way that people communicate.
And also to keep in touch with some people that you haven't seen for a long time, or just to kind of see what's up with them.
Right.
But I'm not a big fan of Facebook. Like if I didn't have the neighborhood group, or I wasn't, I'm so bad with keeping in touch with people that I kind of keep it so that it kind of, oh shoot, I forgot this person existed. And like, not to say they're not important or whatever, it's just like, everyone has their own lives and stuff. And if you're not in the circle, then it's just kind of like nice to see once in a blue, oh, this person that, has another kid, or this person got married, or it's, that's cool. But that's it, because all that other complaining and everything, it's the most crybaby one out of all of them.
Facebook is?
Facebook. Cry book.
Cry face.
Jesus. Crybaby face. Yeah. Whatever. It's horrible. And I can't stand it.
It's nuts. The one thing that I really don't like about Facebook is that everybody feels like if they're doing something, they're like the best at it. Or like, I got to tell you that, I made chicken and rice for dinner. Here's a photo. Like, and then they expect everybody to love it. That's the part that I don't like about social media. People expect it to be all love. And it's definitely not all love. Like, if you put up some whack ass shit, I'm going to tell you like, yo, that's whack. And then you get mad at me for saying it's whack, and you say, oh, well, you don't have to see it. Well, yeah, you put it up. It's just this infinity circle of like only the best, like participation trophy. That's what I feel like most of social media is.
I don't really say anything negative at all. I'm kind of a big keeper to myself. Kind of. So if I see something like, or somebody cook like, yo, I threw down, I'm like, ooh. Keep scrolling. Like, I'm not gonna like it, but I don't feel as though it's gonna take me to a point where I need to comment. Like, it's whatever. I don't really care.
So I'm only on for this military kids group. Like, I help my guy run that and everything that happens inside the group. 10,000 members. It's a huge group. Like, when he first called me, I was like, no, I'm not I'm not with it. But they do a reunion, so I do the website and the merch and stuff like that. So I kind of have to be involved. So somebody the other day put up a photo. Oh, man. In photos. So I used to be a photographer, if you don't know. So, like, if you call yourself a photographer or a model or a retoucher or whatever, and I see something that can help you, and I say, you should do this to make your image better, and then you come at me with a bunch of excuses of why you didn't do it, it's just like, I don't understand it. I'm just trying to help.
Right.
So sometimes I feel like people just want to be great in their mediocrity.
And I would leave them right where they're at.
I did. Because I'm like, yo, I've been shooting for 25 years.
Right.
You can't tell me what you just told me is bullshit about why you didn't do it. Then you don't put up a picture that's terrible at what you were trying to do and say you didn't do it right because you didn't have the right tools. It would be like saying you're a makeup artist and all you got is chalkboard chalk and, you know, street sign paint.
I mean, they thought it was good enough to post and thought they were going to get a certain response. And because they didn't get it, they felt some type of way and had to like, I guess, take a little step back. Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of, I just like, you know what? I got to leave all my expertise in my basket.
Well, a lot of people don't really like criticism, even if it's constructive.
True.
So they just want to be told that their stuff is great. So in my part, I just don't say anything because if I say something, it might not be what you want to hear. So I'm going to just shut up and keep it to myself.
I'm learning to do that more often. But that was even like when I had the...
but that was always you. You always like to put your 2 cents in, and that's fine too. You're very opinionated. You like to debate.
Sure.
I don't like any of that. Listen, I'm gonna walk away, or I'm not gonna say anything, or I'm just gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna just keep on scrolling because I don't like going tit for tat with people.
Right.
And I'll just, unless someone personally asks me for my opinion, I will always be 1,000%. But you have to ask me, because if you don't personally ask me, I'm not gonna answer. Or if you just ask a group of people, like you put a post, hey guys, this is my what I made for dinner tonight. How does it look? I'm not going to answer if it doesn't look good. I won't answer.
Even
but
if you say, how does it look?
At Ray.
And you'd be like, yo, it look like trash.
How does it look? I'm like, I'll be suspect. I'll say, look kind of suspect.
Yeah. No, I get it. And part of that is because I'm a perfectionist. Like, I won't do something unless I feel like I can do it to its highest level.
Right.
So people who are watching this or who have had encounters with me before, even when I had the studio, we would have like sessions where we would critique each other's work, not to tear somebody down, but to make them better
and stuff like that. Right.
And then even in that, people were catching feelings. Then bro or sis, you shouldn't be in this group because you know we gonna tear apart your shit from top to bottom. I get it, but I don't get it. But I know I should probably keep my mouth shut a lot more than I do. I'm way better because I don't comment on everything that I see that's not good. But that one, it was just weird. I'm like, oh, I'm a photographer. That's bad technique. And here's how to fix. I didn't say that's bad technique. I was just like, do X, Y, Z, and you'll have a better image. And it was just like, it was like I told the motherfucker that it looked like turtle shit or something because they just went crazy with all these excuses. And I'm just like,
damn, what did turtle shit look like?
I have probably the photo. It looked like the photo. So I was just like, yo. And then all of a sudden this such and such photography tag all on the images. And I'm like, that's why I got out. Because soon as a motherfucker get a camera, they automatically a photographer. That's not what it is. It sucks. It's bad. It's bad. So one last thing.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, one last thing because you have to go. We watched something the other day called I think it was on the news. It was called Hardballing. Was that what it was?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I love Good Day.
Sure.
And I kind of get my morning started with Good Day.
Right.
I love Mike and his crazy self. And
Mike Jarek.
Oh, man.
What up, Mike, if you're watching? But I know you're not.
So they always talk about very interesting studies and stuff like that. And so this hardballing thing, I said, put that down on the podcast because I wanted to ask you guys, like, how do you feel about it? Because for an example, they were saying something like, when your first date, not even 10 minutes into it, just be like, listen, this is what I want. This is what I'm about. I really don't want a relationship. I don't think this is really going to work, but we can mess around. Blah, 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 blah. Right. And they were like, oh my God, like, carrying the girls and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of rude. And I'm like, well, Well, that's kind of how it should be, because you cut out a lot of the BS and all the unnecessary time wasted.
Right.
If you just tell me up front what it is and let me make the decision. Like, I have a girlfriend who keeps going through the same thing with these guys BSing her.
Right.
And she's a really good girl and she's a catch. And she's like, listen, just tell me what it is. And then I can say yay or nay.
Right.
You can be like, hey, listen, I got a whole family at home. Got a wife, I got kids, whatever. This is nothing serious. I just want to sleep with somebody. Yo, just be 1,000%, because if you, I love you and I blah, blah, blah. And then you have all this going on and you know you will never leave your wife.
Right.
And all this. Now the girl feels some type of way. Now she could go up to your wife and then start a whole thing. So I think it's a great idea. I mean, delivery is also an important thing.
Sure.
So also if you obviously say it the right way.
Right.
And just say, listen, I'm single. I know you're single. I'm not looking for a relationship. I just kind of want to, mess around. If you're cool with that, that's cool. But like, don't expect me to give you wake up, good morning texts and this and that and whatever. Like, it's just what it is. Like, people want they want like the BS version. And that's the part I don't want.
I want the representative.
I want all that to be cut out. I want, like, yo, tell me what it is. And I'll say, okay, I'm cool with it. Or maybe I might be cool with it to begin with. And if I start catch feelings, I tell you and you're not cool with that. And then we end it. Like, just be upfront. You'll cut out so much BS, so much baggage, so much drama. And as a woman, I'm saying this, I'd rather you tell me from the beginning that you want nothing else to do with me, but to just lay with me. Right. Which is what is the case most of the time anyway. Right. Yeah. So, everybody has this fantasy when they're like, oh, well, he's, again, his representative, he's texting you every day, and then he gets the yams, right?
Hey, get the yams.
Gets the yams, and you don't get your good morning texts anymore.
He got his yams already.
He got what he wanted. Right. So he had to do all that, and instead of just saying from the beginning, it's like, yo, I'm trying to hit. Yeah. And it's like, women today, they got their needs. They could just be like, cool. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with you either.
Well, a lot of chicks don't know yams is dinner and dessert at the same time. So once they get it, the meal is complete. Yeah, I tell guys that all the time. Like, yo, you should probably ask for what you want up front. You never know what you might get just by asking for it. And when I have these conversations with, small pockets of dudes, it's like I'm telling them to, throw bullseyes with darts. Every time they throw a dart, they don't understand it. I'm just like, yo, like, women don't want bullshit the same way we don't want bullshit. And if you just put it out there in the ether, you never know what could happen.
But the thing about it is, like, there's guys that will forever be in the friend zone. But they don't know that because they think there will always be a chance. Meanwhile, the girl's talking to her girlfriends like, yeah, I don't look at him like that at all. He's like my brother.
I don't understand how dudes don't know when they're in the friend zone.
Because people don't know. People don't know. They can't read. They can't read the signs, and they can't read. Like, if every time you try to talk to somebody, like, I'm busy, or people will make time for who and what they want to make time for. Don't ever forget that. They could have 10 jobs and really want to see you. They're going to call you in between their jobs. True. They could FaceTime you. They can text you. They can whatever. Right. They could have one job, work 20 hours a week, and you can never get a hold of them. You know why? Because they don't want you to get a hold of them. True.
Just ask for what you want. You never know what you might get it.
That's it.
That's it. It's 40 minutes. 8:35.
I'm leaving like 15 minutes. 45, 8:50, yeah.
Good. That was quick.